Let me tell you a story about a prophet and a queen, a man of God and a woman who hated him. This is the story of Elijah and Jezebel. Elijah was a prophet, a man who spoke for God. Jezebel was a queen, the wife of King Ahab, and she worshipped false gods, Baal and Asherah. She did not fear the God of Israel. She hated him, and she hated Elijah even more. It all started when Elijah warned Ahab that there would be no rain in Israel. God had told him to say it, and it happened just as he said. For 3 years, the land dried up. No rain, no food. People suffered, but Jezebel didn't care. Instead of repenting, she became more ruthless. She ordered the killing of God's prophets, hunting them down one by one. Then came the great showdown on Mount Carmel. Elijah stood alone against 450 prophets of Baal. The people of Israel gathered to watch. Elijah spoke loud and clear. If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him. The test was simple. Each side would prepare a sacrifice, but would not set fire to it. They would call on their God, and the true God would answer with fire from heaven. The prophets of Baal shouted, danced, and cut themselves all day long, begging Baal to send fire. Nothing happened. Then Elijah stepped forward. He prayed a simple prayer to God, and suddenly fire fell from the sky. It burned the sacrifice, the wood, even the stones of the altar. The people of Israel fell to their knees. The Lord, He is God, they cried. Elijah ordered the false prophets to be captured and put to death. The curse on the land was broken, and rain finally returned. But Jezebel was furious. When she heard what happened, she sent a message to Elijah. By this time tomorrow, you will be dead. Elijah had faced an army of false prophets. He had called down fire from heaven, but now he ran. He ran for his life. He went deep into the wilderness, sat under a tree, and prayed to die. He was tired. He was afraid. He felt alone. But God was not done with him. An angel came and gave him food and water. He traveled for 40 days to Mount Horeb, where God spoke to him. Not in a mighty wind, not in an earthquake, not in fire, but in a gentle whisper. God reminded Elijah that he was not alone. There were still 7,000 people in Israel who had not bowed to Baal. His mission was not over. He had more work to do. As for Jezebel, her time would come. She thought she had power. She thought she could silence God's prophet. But no one stands against God and wins. Years later, Jezebel's wicked reign ended just as God had warned. She was thrown from a window, and her body was eaten by dogs. Elijah didn't see her fall. He didn't even die like other men. God took him up to heaven in a chariot of fire. His story did not end in fear. It ended in victory, because in the battle between God and evil, God always wins. I hope this story inspired you. To encourage us, please subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications bell.